Welcome to St. James Academy in Lenexa. Tonight's Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week has some star power. Two of the better players in the city from the class of 2012 going to meet tonight as University Academy takes on St. James Academy here on Senior Night. Hi everybody, Kevin White and Doug Elston. We welcome you to the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here on Metro Sports. Well, it's hard to be underrated in this city and average 32 points per game, but that's the story really with Martez Harrison of University Academy.
Well, how can anybody not know about Martez Harrison? This guy is throwing up unbelievable numbers. It's going to be very fun to watch him play. Here's a guy that plays extremely fast. It's going to be tough to keep up with him tonight. 32
points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals per game. This guy just fills up the stat sheet. Here's a guy we've known about for a long time. He's been playing since his freshman year. He's the all-time leading scorer at St. James, and his name is Clint McCullough.
Clint McCullough has got also some unmatchable stats, 21 points a game. It seems like forever. Each and every year he gets it, 47% from the field, 36% outside the line. At 6'5", he's getting 8 rebounds a game, a steal and a block, a very well-rounded player. Plays extremely hard, and he's a great example to follow.
And he is headed to play at William Jewell in Liberty. But as far as this matchup goes tonight, this is a rematch. They played in the last day of January, and it was won by University Academy. And this guy scored 34 points. Martez Harrison had 7 assists, 8 rebounds, and 6 steals in a 69-54 victory for his UA team.
Well, as you mentioned, Kevin, he averages 32 points a game. He gets a lot of layups. He's very fast, shooting 55% from the field, 35% outside the 3 line. But if you don't have to shoot outside the 3 and you get layups, why not? He gets in the lanes and on defense, and it creates a lot of steals. 4 steals per game, 4 assists per game, so an unselfish player. And this is a team in University Academy averaging 62 points a game against a team in St. James 47 points per game, so a contrast of styles in this game.
It's senior night here at St. James Academy, and we're back with our lineups and tip-off on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Back here at St. James Academy, awaiting the introduction of the starting lineups by the public address announcer Dan Carney. Let's meet our starting lineups for tonight's matchup between the Class 3 Independents, University Academy, and St. James Academy, as we take a look at the Griffins at 12-8 on the year. And their starting lineup, they're led by their star, Martez Harrison. Bryson Winfrey, the outstanding wide receiver. Cam Douglas is their most improved player. Joshua Sanders, also a football star, going to Washburn in Topeka to play college football. He's a defensive end. And this guy is one of the top young quarterbacks in the city. Dominic McKenzie, only a sophomore. He'll play in the post area for UA tonight. And they are coached by James Jennings in his 5th year. And for St. James Academy, the Class 4 Independent, coming in with a record of 9-9. Tom Huppy, the coach's son, averaging 9 points per game. Linebacker Maskus. Maskus had a big ball game. He had a career high last time against UA. He scored 19. McCullough and Whitman make up the front line. And your officials for this matchup tonight, Harvey Tidwell, Mark Beshore, and Dave Maddox. And St. James Academy is coached by Mark Huppy in his 3rd year. Former St. Thomas Aquinas coach, Rockhurst grad. Went to college at Rockhurst University. He's also the athletic director and vice principal here at St. James Academy. Fans on Formal Friday. Doug, what do you think of this Formal Friday? You got the t-shirt and you got the tie.
They got some good spirit and enthusiasm going on over there right now. Everybody in sync. All their dances and everything they've got going on.
And here comes the Thunder out on the floor. They'll be the home team in white. University Academy will be in the dark uniforms with the Columbia and white trim. Sanders against McCullough. And it's Whitman. Well, St. James Academy will control it and go against a man-to-man defense. Trying to pitch it down low. It's knocked out. They were looking for McCullough early, Doug, and that's one of their keys tonight. Make sure Clint gets his touches tonight.
Well, they're looking for him strong on the inside, guarded by Cameron Douglas at 6'1".
And they go inside to Jake Whitman, who averages 3 points per game, and he eats up the defense for the first field goal. 2-0. St. James Academy on top.
Back into a zone defense, trying to slow down Martez Harrison right now. Maybe into a man-to-man triangle two. Who knows what this thing is that Huppy's got going on.
Well, he said he might play a triangle two or a box and one. Some special defenses tonight to slow down Martez Harrison.
Well, and that's smart, too. You throw a lot of gimmicks at him, try to make him think a little bit. But Martez Harrison, with the skill level that he's got and the quickness and speed, he'll end up dribbling right through about anything.
And Harrison from downtown. Leimbach with the rebound, finding Huppy. Pass intercepted. About 4 steals per game for Martez, all the way to the rack. And it's a 2-2 tie. Martez Harrison averaging 32 points per game. And he is a high-scoring phenom for University Academy.
They'll get after you, too. Martez got some quick hands. He's got some good anticipation.
Another steal by Martez. A little stop and go past Huppy, and they'll foul him and send him to the stripe, where he'll shoot 2.
Already, it's almost like when Martez Harrison gets the basketball, you want to foul him in the backcourt. Able to dribble past everybody.
Tom Huppy got the foul. Martez, a good foul shooter at 71%. This guy just loves to play the game. Got a great work ethic. Stands a foot off the line, though, a unique way at the free throw stripe, but it seems to work for him. Yes, once again, a 71% foul shooter.
I don't think that's a foot off the line, Wyke. I think your eyes are going bad.
A lot of things are going bad, yeah. Well, all right. My eyes are going bad, as is my hair and many other things. My skin. It's called old age, Doug. It happens to everybody.
Good movement on the inside again, looking where they've got the advantage, which is inside. But if you can't get past those guards, constantly
tied up.
Yeah, they're swiping at the ball right now if you bring that thing down.
And that'll go to University Academy on the alternating possession. Well, Clint knows he's going to draw a lot of attention. Coach Jennings on the other side for University Academy saying we want to slow down Clint McCullough and make sure we get some bodies on him.
Already turnover. St. James 3 turnovers already in this ball game. University Academy none.
Javon Hill is out there. There's the shot from the baseline going in for Martez. Off to a fast start with a half dozen. Just a couple minutes deep into this one.
You've seen a 3 from Martez. You've seen 3 twos. One of them being a foul, but Martez, you can see why he doesn't have to shoot outside the line. As athletic as what he is.
Huppy off glass. Tom Huppy, the 6-foot junior guard and coach's son, averaging 9 points per game. Also plays football. Turning letterman for this squad. A tough shot that he hit there.
Clint plays very hard on the defensive end of the floor and offense. He's a good example with his hard play.
Javon Hill handling the basketball. He is a young sophomore guard with good upside. So Coach Jennings going with his smaller lineup as Martez going to work.
Nice
lobs
pass.
it down low. And the assist by Harrison, the bucket by Joshua Sanders.
And you obviously got to pay attention to Martez Harrison. As aggressive as what he is offensively, draws a crowd, then does a good job pitching off.
Near steal by Harrison as Maskus takes advantage. Ben Maskus, the junior forward, #1 golfer here, as Harrison missing once, not twice. It's a 7th and 8th point of the ball game on his putback there.
What'd you say your score sheet went up to there?
36.
36.
I got it.
You're going to have a problem.
I might have a problem tonight. You're right.
You're going to have a problem.
Martez off to the fast start here. And jumper no good there by Maskus. Mentioned he's going to go play some college golf. Most improved player, according to Coach Huppy, is Ben Maskus. As Harrison Comes up short on the three. Winfrey the offensive rebound, and they'll reset it up as they have a 4-point lead, middle stages of the first quarter. Mascus has the assignment on Martez Harrison. Here's Winfrey from the outside. Nice. He can shoot it, and that is a three-pointer for Bryson Winfrey.
That's what they need right there. Winfrey, a 38% three-point shooter, averaging 8 points a game. And again, a press set after a made basket.
Foul at midcourt by Winfrey as McCullough was trying to send it down low, but Bryson Winfrey had 30 on Wednesday. He can definitely light it up.
He can too. You can't give him a lot of room like St. James just did, because he'll do that to you. But a good job again of finding those open guys like Martez Harrison does so well.
Going to Lincoln University in Jeff City, going to be a wide receiver on the college level. 67 catches, over 1,100 yards, and 15 touchdowns for Bryson Winfrey, or Damon Paul's squad. A very good football program they got going over there at UA. A screen for Huppy. Huppy to the bucket.
Nice.
And the tip up and in by Clint McCullough. His first field goal of the game is an offensive rebound and putback.
And as much attention as what Clint McCullough has gotten throughout the course of his 4-year career, sometimes he's had to resort to getting offensive rebounds for points to help his team.
And now Dominic McKenzie going to check in. Sanders checking out. Mentioned there's the stitches over the right eye there of Clint McCullough. He bumped heads with a St. Pius player. Got 10 stitches. He sat out of the Rockers game because they thought he might have a concussion. Now he's got a chance in an old-fashioned three-point play. No, they say the bucket will not count. Wave it off. And Clint not happy about that call as they'll throw it in from the baseline. No basket for St. James.
Tough call that time for Clint, but what you can see is Clint McCullough has some strength to his game. He's done a good job of staying in the weight room. Nice heady play that time by Clint off the back of one of the University Academy players. I think it was Dominic McKenzie.
Clint will go to the stripe this time to shoot two. This guy, the all-time leading scorer, all-time leading rebounder. Look at those numbers. He's a 68% foul shooter. Team captain. He was all tournament in their Dodge City tournament. Headed to William Jewell. Play for Coach Larry Holly there, and also study medicine.
That runs in the family as well.
Yeah,
Dr.
a doctor.
Jim, his brother
Kirk is a doctor.
Yep.
Winfrey coming up short. Ball fought for on the deck. Whitman scraps it out for the Thunder as they're down by 4. McCullough in the open floor, into the paint, leaning up the shot, draws the foul as it'll be on Cameron Douglas, his first, team's 4th. And Clint back to the stripe. Remember, this school in its 7th year, but you'd think, well, he's the all-time leading scorer, but over 1,400 career points. This guy's been playing since his freshman year, and he's been the team's leading scorer his freshman year, his sophomore year, his junior year, and it looks like unless somebody goes nuts the last part of the season, he's going to be the all-time scorer for a senior here. And now the officials having a meeting here, trying to decide who the foul was on. Looked like it was on Cameron Douglas, and now the officiating crew talking to Coach Jennings to let them know it was on Douglas. That is actually his second. I may have said his first, but that's 2 and 4 on the team. So they sorted out, and free throws coming up here for Clint McCullough.
Clint has been a very consistent and steady performer throughout. Talk about over 1,400 points, Kevin. That's a grip.
That's a lot of points.
Sure is.
No matter how long your school's been in existence, you put up 1,400 plus. Those are pretty good numbers. 3 for 4 at the foul stripe. Getting a couple blocks per game, leads the team in that category. The crossover, the pull-up, and the deuce by Martez, who has 10 first quarter points.
Not understanding why more teams aren't on this guy right now, and probably because his summer ball, maybe he didn't play on the circuit in AAU. I don't know, but he's a performer.
Thrown away. Javon Hill finding Winfrey. And a blocking foul coming up on St. James Academy. It's going to be on Bob Engen, who's checked in the game, a 6'1" junior guard. Free throws here for Winfrey. Winfrey has struggled at the stripe this year. Only at 40%. There's 4 in the ball game. Last meeting with St. James, he scored 14 points. He's their second leading three-point shooter. Good student as well. Good defender. Gets the steals, gets the rebounds. This guy loves to play football, a wide receiver.
Oh, wow,
nice stick back try there by McKenzie. And it will not go. As we approach 2 to play in the first quarter, here's Huppy scanning the floor. And Bob Engen connects from downtown. That is a three-pointer. And that's his 5th three of the year. Second this week. McKenzie from the elbow. Rebounded by Huppy. St. James turning up the heat a little bit here. Here's Engen to the bucket. Good defense. And then McCullough getting the loose ball is fouled underneath. And this is pretty common. He goes to the stripe a lot. He'll shoot 2. Will Clint McCullough.
Talk about Engen. This is a nice, timely three-point shot. Good look here by Huppy. Penetrates, gets the defense to commit, and kicks out. Excellent job by a heady point guard. Talk about Clint McCullough. This isn't necessarily his game and just following up and getting a lot of scraps, but he's had to make it his game because of all the attention he gets on the inside.
I say he's most efficient facing the basket as a big guy at 6'6". Been very efficient at the stripe tonight, 5 for 6, and has brought his team back to within 1.
Talked about the tempo of this basketball game early on and the fact that University Academy wants the game in the 60s, which is where it's headed right now. St. James more inclined to the mid-40s.
McKenzie leading up a shot in the paint. Dominic McKenzie, the football quarterback, 32 touchdown passes, rushed for 14 touchdowns. He is a big-time prospect at quarterback as the turnover stolen by Hill. Javon Hill to the bucket, the sophomore guard with his first field goal.
Said in that press one more time, this is not a token press either. They're trying to get steals and buckets out of this. They're not trying to slow the pace of the ball game down.
Engen, 3-ball look. McKenzie had the rebound, lost his balance. Ball goes right to a Thunder player. That was a Blake Mayfield who couldn't connect on the 3. And let's see if they'll hold for the final shot. Probably not. The crossover, the handoff inside to Sanders. Can't get it done. And now the ball bounces off the leg of Mayfield. Martez Harrison blocked by McCullough. Still has plenty of time in the quarter. As the team's playing rather loosely with the basketball now. Skip pass, Mayfield passing inside. Shot leaned up by McCullough, no, and it'll belong to the Griffins. 3.7 seconds to go in your first quarter and a 5-point advantage for the visitors.
And we've mentioned loosely with the basketball. Give credit to the Griffins for creating that.
How about beating the buzzer? Martez Harrison, 13 in the quarter. His team with a big lead of 8, 23-15. After 1 here at St. James Academy as you're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week in high definition. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week in high definition on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. Kevin White, Doug Elston here courtside for this clash between 2 independent schools. And Doug, how about Martez Harrison closing out the quarter?
He's giving you a little bit of everything, going to the basket, shooting 1-2 pull-up shots, and then at the end with a couple guys draped on him, getting that 3-point shot to go at the buzzer. You gotta love Martez's flair. See his socks right there, Martez. I love haters in big, bold purple letters. tell you what, Martez, your game isn't one to hate.
Team in white, St. James, will run the first set of the second quarter. Mayfield, Will Frank, Maskus, Clint McCullough, and Austin Kraus, the 5 on the floor for Coach Huppy. Got some work to do, down by 8, lost by 15 to this team in late January. Man-to-man defense employed by University Academy. Screen for Mayfield, can't get up to 3.
Sophomore McKenzie doing a nice job on McCullough on the inside, except for that play right there.
The bucket and the foul. McKenzie with the foul. Clint now with 9 in the first half, a chance at 10 from the stripe.
And that was a one-time McKenzie had let him go. Clint McCullough doing a nice job of just staying active as, again, penetration, drawing defense, and kicking. That was a good job that time. I believe that was Maskus who delivered that pass.
First on McKenzie, team foul number 6. Clint McCullough, 6 for 7 at the foul stripe. He has 10. Martez Harrison has 13 as the 2 stars square off here in Lenexa. There's Javon Hill from way downtown. You betcha.
Some nice young players. You talk about McKenzie as a sophomore, Javon Hill as a sophomore. And after a made basket, here comes that pressure.
McCullough into the paint, goes left hand, no. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be UA's basketball. Tom Huppy back in the lineup now for St. James Academy.
Javon Hill from the outside, can't let him line it up the way that he did. A sophomore, 5 points a game, 43% outside the three-point line.
He's a good shooter. He's their top foul shooter at 75%. Getting a lot of playing time tonight. Looked good in practice this week. So earned his promotion. As here's Winfrey from the outside with a 3. Maskus on the weak side collects the rebound for the Thunder.
Got to get somebody in the middle of that press defense to be able to attack it properly.
McCullough working on a smaller guy, missing once the second time, put it back up and in. A dozen now for Clint McCullough, the 6'6 senior, headed to William Jewell.
Talk about a smaller guy, McKenzie at 6'1", but a tough guy, strong guy as a sophomore.
Here's McKenzie handing off to Winfrey, who puts it up and in. Nice look there by McKenzie. Winfrey now in the ball game with a half dozen.
And they will continue to press, force this up-tempo pace.
Want the pace to be fast if you're UA in the dark uniforms. McCullough surveying McKenzie, football quarterback. The ball fake and the shot put up and in. Clint now with a game-high 14.
Clint's very good at a lot of different things, and right there you saw him against a shorter guy putting the ball on the floor. Not a lot of bigger guys, 6'5", 6'6", can do what he just did.
Winfrey from downtown. McCullough, their leading rebounder at 8 per game, collects another one. Will Frank skipping it over to Mayfield. In the corner, Maskus open for a 3.
They just force you to shoot shots. They leave you open enough where they force you to shoot a shot.
Will Frank, the hustle rebound as Huppy goes to the bucket. And the ball will belong to St. James as McCullough hits the deck. Whitman back in the lineup. Out goes Will Frank. Will Frank, a senior, plays multiple positions for this team. Headed to William Jewell as well. Take part in track. He's a high jumper. In the corner, Huppy, the 3 ball. Long rebound. And Sanders finally apprehends it for UA. Here's Harrison drawing a crowd. There are 2 defenders, Doug, lurking in his neighborhood.
Yeah, at all times they're trying to keep tabs on him in a big way. And right now St. James with the advantage on the glass, 13, now 14 to 11.
Maskus trying to look inside for Whitman. It goes off Whitman's hand according to the baseline official. And now the Officials will meet and see what the call is here. And they say it'll be St. James basketball.
See if it goes on Whitman's hand or even his chest.
Nope.
Pretty close.
Didn't touch it. Matt Eckelman has checked in the St. James lineup. Maybe one of the top athletes in the school. He's an all-state baseball pitcher. Of course, state championship for the Thunder last year as Martez Harrison ahead of the pack lays it up and in.
So fast.
The battle continues. 15 for Martez. Clint has 14.
He might run out of space on both of them at the 36 threshold.
I'll worry about that when we get that threshold. As Maskus puts it on the floor, finding Leimbach. And we got a foul underneath as Martez Harrison had the rebound but was knocked off balance. And they'll whistle the Thunder foul on Maskus. That'll be his first, only the team's third. Coach Humpy in his third year.
Back in that zone defense right now, really keeping it. Looks like a box and one on Martez, trying to gimmick it up again.
I was talking to Coach Jennings this week at practice, and I said, don't you guys see a box and one just about every game? He's like, well, a lot of times we do. It's good ball movement and Winfrey on the finish. And a quick timeout taken by St. James Academy. But according to Coach Jennings, the box and one is no problem. We'll keep running our guy through screens to get him freed up. And thus far, 15 first half points for Martez Harrison. But Clint McCullough, no slouch either, 14 in the first half for the 6'6" senior headed to William Jewell.
Both these guys doing a very good job. Martez on pace for his 32 point per game average. Right there, Coach Helpy. He's going to have a tough time. He keeps switching up these defenses, and really the University Academy keeps tearing them apart. They've got good penetration. They're an unselfish team. You wouldn't think that necessarily by looking at them on paper, but they enjoy playing with each other and each other scoring the basketball. It doesn't matter who scores, but they do a good job penetrating and pitching to the open guy.
University Academy next plays on Tuesday, Valentine's Day. They'll be at Pembroke Hill. That's a rematch of the first game of the year, a 2-point ball game won by UA. And then the next action for the Thunder, they take on Bishop Seabury Academy out of Lawrence on the 21st of this month. So they got a little time off, a little practice time coming up for the Thunder, who are down by 10, just over 3 before Hy-Vee at the half.
Points in the paint right now. You saw that 20-8. Big advantage on the inside, some easy shots.
Leimbach with the miss, but gets his own board. Followed his shot, a fundamental play.
Talk about leading scorers in the game, Kevin. As you mentioned, Harrison has 15 points and 6 of 9 shooting, very good. And McCullough on 4 of 8 shooting for his 13 points.
Here comes Martez in the open floor, so dangerous. Takes it to the bucket, had it blocked there by Eckelman, but keeps it alive, sends it to a teammate. They go back inside, and the foul committed by Eckelman trying to defend Josh Sanders. First on Matt Eckelman, a 6'3" senior forward headed to St. Louis University. Will play college baseball, may be taken in the June MLB draft. Also a good football wide receiver for the football program here at St. James.
It's a big wide receiver.
Yep, he is a big, good-looking athlete. Matt Eckelman. Here's Harrison from downtown. Yes. Martez now with 18, 2 threes, leads the team in three-point makes. At 34 the last time he faced these guys, he's already got 18. We still got 2 minutes to go before halftime.
You know, as many gimmick defenses as he sees throughout the course of the season, I'm just not understanding why college recruiters aren't all over this guy right now. It makes somebody very happy.
Shot missing on the inside. Martez comes out with it. They get the ball right back into Martez's hands, the smart move, and they'll call him for the carry, and then it'll be a turnover on UA.
Getting back into some pressured defense right now. Looks like a 1-2-2 three-quarter court press. Switch it up just a little bit. You can beat this by putting somebody in the center of the court. They're wide open where you have options, right where Clint has the ball.
McCullough takes it hard to the bucket, finishes with the right hand.
Good flash that time into the center by Clint McCullough.
16 now for Clint, 18 for Martez. And here's Winfrey on the take. Left it short. McCullough clears the boards. Just over a minute to play in your second quarter. Big lead of 11 by UA. Leimbach missing on the three. Stick back try in traffic by Maskus. No. Eckelman got rejected. That was Martez Harrison who had the block. McKenzie, Winfrey reversing home. Made it a tougher shot and still puts it up and in. He's got 10 first half points. And a big lead of now 13, under a minute to play in your second quarter. McCullough hits the deck. Foul by McKenzie from behind, his second, team seventh. And a 1-and-1 now for Clint McCullough.
Tough shot that time, as you mentioned. Winfrey doing a nice job, and they're off to the races right now. St. James with the block there by Harrison, and then get it going outside. Again, a nice look, good finish by UA. St. James Academy really needs to get it going from the outside to free up that inside, and Clint McCullough a little bit more now, 1 for 10 outside of the three-point line. And UA is just daring them to shoot right now outside the tray.
Kanoa now 7 for 9 from the stripe, 17 points. Martez Harrison, 2 threes, 18 first half points. But the most important stat is Martez's team is up by a dozen as we wind it down on the second quarter. Winfrey out front, Engen watching him. They get it to Martez. Now to McKenzie. Tough pass over to Winfrey, blocked by McCullough, and that's the end of the second quarter, and we've reached halftime. Lead was as high as 13. It'll be a 12-point difference at halftime, favoring the visitors from 68th and Holmes. University Academy leading St. James Academy on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, 37-25. Coming up next, it's Hy-Vee at the half as you're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week in high definition on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. Welcome to Hy-Vee at the half. The Hy-Vee Game of the Week is brought to you by Hy-Vee, the official sponsors of High School Spirit. And we welcome you courtside here. Yes, there's your halftime score, 37-25. UA on top of St. James Academy. Now we come courtside. Kevin White, Doug Elston. Well, the Stars did not disappoint here in the first half. Boy, it's a shootout between Martez Harrison and Clint McCullough.
There's no doubt about that. It was fun to watch Martez there in transition, doing a very nice job, not only scoring the basketball, dishing it, but then 1-2 pull-up jump shots, a couple three-point shots for him. Clint plays hard as normal. He's getting a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of kickbacks. They're not giving him a lot of room on the inside, but you see some of Martez Harrison right there. Good shake, one dribble, pull-up. Nice job by Martez, and he is a problem when he's got the basketball. And there's that last part of the first quarter there where he hits that jump shot, put him up. But right now his team has got this pace of play going, led by Martez Harrison. They're on track for a 74-point game, and they average 64 points per game. And St. James wants to keep this game in the 40s. The only way they're going to catch up right now is to get those three-point shots going. Not a good first half of three-point shooting by the St. James Academy at just 10%. They've got the ability to do so with all the focus going inside to Clint.
Clint McCullough, 17 points in the first half, and he got a lot of his points from the free throw stripe.
He did too, and the way that he hustles and goes after those loose balls, offensive rebounds, is creating his own shots by doing that because he's double teamed and constantly has one body draped all over him all the time.
So how do they get back in this one, Doug? They lost to this team earlier by 15. Now they're down by 12 at halftime. What's going on in the Huppy locker room here?
First of all, you got to score the basketball to slow it down a little bit. They've got to slow that pace down. Then they've got to hit shots. There's no doubt about that. You got to hit shots and hit some shots outside the three-point line to free it up more on the inside for Clint.
Clint needs a little help. His team down by 12 at halftime, 37-25 to University Academy. We'll continue on Hy-Vee at the half, the numbers, and your Hy-Vee first half highlights just around the corner. Back here at the home of the Thunder, it's Hy-Vee at the half. We're at St. James Academy, and they trail by a dozen to the visitors from University Academy. How about this game Tuesday night? Tuesday is Valentine's Day. Love is in the air. Everybody's happy, giving gifts. But instead, I'll be at Blue Valley for the Battle of Blue Valley Round 2, the big rematch. This could decide who wins the EKL this year. Okay, Blue Valley North winning the first game on a Connor Crooker bucket. He's a left-hander. He switched it to the right hand, put it up and in with two defenders draped on him in Richardson and Geese. 42-40. This is the rematch on Valentine's Day. Myself, Stan Weber will have the call. You don't want to miss it. And if you're going to attend the game, they're saying maybe get there at 4:30 in the afternoon because the gym's going to fill up. And you might be watching me and Stan in the lobby on a TV. More Hy-Vee at the half right after this. Halftime here at St. James Academy with the Thunder trailing the Griffins by 12. Time now for the Hy-Vee first half highlights. Here's Doug.
We had a lot of Martez Harrison here in the first half. Nice crossover dribble there, a nice stutter, and a good teardrop over the top of two St. James defenders. We saw a lot of that in his first half. 18 points from Martez Harrison. Doing a good job of trying to get out in the lanes, but not to be outdone. A good job of going to the basket right there. Ben Maskus, a 6'3" junior, but Martez Harrison, another nice crossover, one pull-up and jump shot from about 16 feet. Hope you're doing a good job kicking out to the only three-point shot there in the first half by Bob Ingen. They were 1 for 10 outside the three-point line, but Clint McCullough, good strong move that time by the 6'5" senior, getting it to go. Clint had 16 first half points. A nice three-point shot there again by UA, but Martez Harrison again trying to constantly create something. It's a nice screen there, going left, and a nice jump shot for his second three-point shot of the night. Good block by Martez again, leading the charge, hustling down. And a good look from a very unselfish team to a nice finish this time by Bryson Winfrey, the 5'7" senior.
Your highlights brought to you by your employee-owned Hy-Vee stores, where there's a helpful smile at every aisle. More halftime coming up after this timeout. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week in high definition, only on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. Sophomore John Morrow, the fan of the game with his Metro Nation sign and his very strong shoulders, obviously, Doug. He's been standing there with that sign up above his head. I guess that's youth in action there. But John joined the game from the top of the bleachers. Thanks for the sign. Time now for the Hy-Vee first half numbers.
Well, that was impressive. He's got the shoulders on fire there. But St. James, 29 shots at the basket. A lot of offensive rebounds right there by Clint McCullough, among others. Three-point shooting lacking right now for the Thunder. They've got to pick that up to have a good chance here in the second half. But how about the points in the paint for University Academy? 22-10. A lot of nice layups created by the good transition and good looks by breaking down that Thunder defense. Fast break points again. Very dominant on the side of University Academy. And one thing that St. James has to do is put the ball in the basket to slow this basketball game down and hit some shots from the outside.
Leading scorers in the first half, Martez Harrison, 18 points to lead University Academy. No surprise there. He came in averaging 32 per game. Clint McCullough, though, had a big first half, 16. He comes in averaging 21 points per game. So the Stars out in force here in Lenexa as we continue with halftime festivities here at St. James Academy as you're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week in high definition on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. Halftime continues here at St. James Academy with the Thunder trailing by 12 to the Griffins of University Academy as we continue with the Hy-Vee halftime report. Right now, it's time to bring you your health report. Not much on the injury front. We were told that Martez Harrison had a slight ankle injury. He looks okay to me. And your health report is brought to you by Kohl's and Children's Mercy Star Power Program. Martez played on Tuesday against Hogan Prep, scored 37 in that ball game. They said his ankle was a little bit sore. He had a prior injury, so he sat out on Wednesday. They didn't need him as they beat Cristo Rey by a wide margin, but that's really the only news as far as the injury front is concerned. Teams coming out to warm up as Hy-Vee at the half continues, and Doug will talk about the keys to the second half. And Doug, tell you what, this ball game getting away from the Thunder, and they're down by 12. Do they have a second half run in them?
Oh, they will too. They'll grind away at it. There's no doubt that they will chip away at this game right now, but they have got to slow down Martez Harrison and the Griffins there in the second half. The tempo has been the key to the ball game. They're really forcing that tempo a lot by, number one, driving the basketball, getting in there amongst all the trees and hitting nice layups. 22 points in the paint in the first half for the Griffins, and they really do a good job of forcing out the defense on the floor, set the tone very early by creating offense off of their defense. But again, St. James is being dared to shoot from the outside. They've got to hit those outside shots to then take the focus off the inside.
Third quarter coming up next here from St. James Academy. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. The Hy-Vee Game of the Week is brought to you by Hy-Vee, the official sponsors of High School Spirit. Ready for third quarter action. St. James looking to rally with their super fan out there, John Morrow, leading the charge with his nice sign. But Clint McCullough doing most of the damage with 16. 18, though, for Martez Harrison, his team leading by 12. As we get ready for the start of the third quarter, it'll be UA basketball. As you take a look at the leading scorers in the ball game. It's going to be Hill, Harrison, Winfrey, Sanders, and Douglas on the floor. Maskus, Huppy, Leimbach, Whitman, and McCullough in white for St. James Academy.
We talked about the stars. We're going to get theirs, and we've seen that so far, but the supporting cast will be the difference in this ball game, and it sure has been so far. I can't get over that guy, John Moore, up there. He's still holding that sign up.
Another three is home for Javon Hill, a future starter. His play's been a little up and down, but he is a young player, a sophomore, to be expected to have a little up and down play, but they really like his upside, and he'll probably be the starting point guard next year at University Academy. Man-to-man defense inside to McCullough, shooting over Sanders. And the rebound taken in by Martez Harrison. Martez always has his eyes up and scores again. 20 now for the senior guard.
There's not a lot of time that goes off the clock without the Griffins shooting the ball. And that's the way they like it.
McCullough feeding Whitman on the bounce. Jake Whitman.
Get the ball in the center of the floor that time where you have options.
Javon Hill will set up the offense. Continues to be, looks like a junk defense or diamond and two or box and one type specialty defense to slow down Martez Harrison as they throw it back inside. Shot blocked. Ball loose. Work it around. And they'll reset it up. They have the lead. They can use some clock here in the third quarter as two players come out on Martez. Huppy and Maskus.
You got two guys, put some pressure on.
Here's Hill out of the corner, overshot it. But Sanders can't clean things up on the inside, and here comes Leimbach. Maskus gets through a double team, will go right to the bucket, blocked there by Sanders, and McCullough fouled underneath by Douglas. That'll be his third. And Clint McCullough goes to the free throw stripe to shoot a pair. It's the first team foul of the second half as Clint moves to the stripe. Seven for 10 from the stripe tonight. McCullough missed the Rockers game. You see that cut right there that he touched right above his right eyebrow. He had 10 stitches. He went head to head with a St. Pius player to sit him out of the Rockers game, but he came back and played Tuesday and scored 17 against Metro Academy. He has 17 in this one.
That man-to-man defense right now, switching it up just a little bit, or zone defense, sorry. That double team on Martez Harrison. So a triangle and two on one man. You got to put some pressure on that one man, double team, get the ball out of his hands.
Martez working the baseline and stepped out. And that'll be a turnover and St. James basketball.
See this double team right there. Martez Harrison beating the double team and the help defense coming and eventually forcing Martez out of the court.
Can the Thunder put together a run? McCullough double team, reach in foul on Winfrey of UA. That's their second team foul.
That wiry strength of Clint McCullough on the inside, constantly being swiped at.
3 fouls on Bryson Winfrey,
who had a nice first half.
McCullough the catch and shoot. 19 now for the 6'6" senior, headed to William Jewell. Timeout, Coach Jennings and University Academy.
He didn't like what he saw. He slowed the tempo down just a little bit right now for St. James in their favor. And an easy shot like this, Clint McCullough not even guarded this time from about 10 feet. A good job of draining that. Nice recognition, throwing the ball in from out of bounds.
There you see Coach Huppy in the huddle, and then his son Mark right next to him there. And Mark was a very good player at St. Thomas Aquinas, went on to UMKC as well. And all the sons have been very good players. Drew played at Benedictine, and also Mike was 1,000-point scorer here, and of course Tom. And then you got James Jennings, who spent 11 years, Doug, in law enforcement, but got back into coaching, and he's actually a native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and went to college at Central Wyoming and also University of Mark, which is in Bismarck, North Dakota, and teaches PE, also a TA there. And he actually came in coaching football with Damon Paul, who's the athletic director. I want to say thanks to him and also Coach Huppy for allowing us to do the broadcast. But 11 years in law enforcement.
He's done a nice job of getting these kids' attention. You can tell in the huddle, they all look him in the eye, pay attention to what he's saying, and try to execute that on the floor.
Very nice gentleman, Doug, but yeah, I wouldn't want to cross him. He is a large gentleman.
Yes, he is.
Played the post position back in his college days. Doing a great job with this program. His team 12-8. And now he's going to take the air out of the ball a little bit here. I think that timeout was, let's run a little clock here and bring him out of this special defense they're running.
And right now they could easily play 4-on-3 and just stick Martez Harrison in a corner up at half court very quickly and have a nice advantage.
Now Coach Jennings off the bench, directing his team on the offensive end.
Defense from now, they're going man-to-man. Some kind of a boxing one. Huppy's doing just a little bit of everything right now.
Martez comes and gets the basketball. And the sophomore guard lost it out of bounds. That'll be a turnover. Leimbach with the good defense. Coach Jennings called the timeout, Doug, to slow things down as his team has the lead by 12.
An opportunity right now, St. James. Kind of an unforced error that time by University Academy.
Blake Mayfield back in the lineup. He can shoot the three. Huppy can shoot the three. Huppy the drive and kick the Leinbach. Down low to a posted. McCullough turns around and draws the foul. If it's on Cam Douglas, that's his fourth. Douglas was coming over in the help defense position on the double team.
He was the one reaching that time. Should be on Cam Douglas right there. Lob pass on the inside.
They gave it to McKenzie, Doug. They gave it to McKenzie. It's also his third as McCullough back to the stripe. Got 20 in the ball game. Came in averaging 21. All-time school leading scorer and rebounder, over 1,400 plus points. And starting since his freshman year.
Draws more and more attention all the time and continues to consistently produce.
I believe 9 of his 21 tonight from the free throw stripe.
He does a good job. He's smart going to the basket. He knows he's going to get some contact in there. He's a good free throw shooter. University Academy, their last field goal was at the 7:04 mark when St. James was not in this defense. A triangle two with the two guys on Martez Harrison.
Martez gets a screen from McKenzie. Tries to lean up a shot, and he is going to be fouled. And they'll say he was in the act of shooting 2 shots coming up here from Martez. Foul on Mayfield of St. James. Martez 2 for 2 from the stripe. He has 8, or check that 20, make it 21. Remember, he scored 58 points in a game at Harrisonville back in December. 33 of those 58 coming in the fourth quarter as his team won by 16. A rare miss at the stripe. Ooh. And it'll belong to St. James Academy.
Coach Jennings did not like that call too much. Again, trying to speed this pace of the game up. A 1-2-2, 3-quarter court trap. Try to trap the ball around the half-court line.
McCullough the feed to Maskus. Blocked by Douglas. McCullough with a stick back. And it's up and good. Clint McCullough now with 23 game-high points.
Cutting the lead now to single digits. Good job by Clint.
And the throwaway, another turnover. And by the Griffins. Late run to end the third quarter. We may have a new ball game going to the final 8 minutes as Coach Jennings frustrated with his team's play a little bit here in the third quarter.
That defense is really taking Harrison out of the ball game. When Harrison's out of the ball game, the offense for the Griffins has shown to struggle.
Leinbach out to Mayfield. See if they get it into McCullough. Lob it down low to Clint. Leans it up and in. 25 now for the 6'6" senior. And all of a sudden, it's a 7-point difference. And the momentum on the side of the home team in the late stages here of the third quarter. They screen for Martez. Double team still comes, finding the sophomore Hill with the runner on the baseline. Tough shot by Javon Hill. He's got 10 in the ball game.
Good job by the sophomore, showing some promise there. Not afraid to take a nice shot. The sophomores would be scared in that position to really step up and take a shot that their team needs, and they needed a score.
Foul off the ball on Clint McCullough, who can't believe it.
Clint's working hard on the inside. He knows if he gets a one-on-one matchup on the inside, he's got the height advantage. He can just turn, keep the ball high, which he does a nice job of doing, just go strong to the glass. When he goes strong to the glass, he's drawing contact and getting himself to the free throw line.
First foul on McCullough, second team foul. See if the Griffins hold for the final shot of the third quarter. Led by 8 at the end of the first quarter, 12 at halftime. Lead it by 9 here with 65 seconds to play in your third quarter.
Constantly switching up this defense right now in a man-to-man defense with under a minute.
Winfrey going to put it on the deck. Hand it off to a cutting Martez Harrison back to the stripe as he got hit on the arm on the way up. He's shaking up there as he's flexing his left hand, Doug.
He might have fallen on that wrist a little bit. He's a tough guy. He'll be all right. He fell on that wrist on the way down. Good job by Martez. Again, he's one of those guys also that knows how to draw that contact and get himself to the foul line.
Martez has missed 2 in a row at the stripe. He's 3 for 5, 21 and 7. Couple of steals, a block tonight. He's the real deal, the senior from University Academy. Oh, and Martez gets in the passing lane with the steal. And they feed it back to Martez. The assist by Hill. Harrison with the bucket. 24 for him, 25 for Clint McCullough. Clint going back to work and draws the foul. Sanders the foul. 2 free throws for 6'6" Clint McCullough.
Good job by Martez. He was a flash on that last possession where Martez got the steal. Did a good job of kicking it up, and then a nice job to get the ball back to Martez, who doesn't really take a dribble, knowing McCullough's coming.
Another free throw coming up here for Clint. Going to study medicine at William Jewell. His brother Kirk is a doctor. And his father Jim, a doctor as well. So 26 for Clint. 5 above his average. Came in averaging 21 per game.
He's throwing up some big numbers, scoring numbers, single game throughout the course of his career. Saw Martez was his high 58. I believe Clint's been in the 40s once or twice.
Well, when you score 1,400 in your career, you got to have some big games mixed in there. And he has done that. His brother Keith plays at Mid-America Nazarene University, and there's another McCullough coming in Clay as Winfrey traveled with the basketball. That'll be a Griffins turnover. Coach Jennings not liking that call. He thought his guard was fouled there. 1.4 to go in the third. The lead at 11 for the Griffins. Has 94 feet to traverse here for Bob Engen, who will throw it in. Long baseball pass down the floor over the head of Eckelman. No clock movement because nobody touched it. And now it'll be UA basketball underneath their own bucket here. This is a big mistake that teams make. Ball's not touched. Now they'll get it underneath their own basket, and they'll have a legitimate chance to score to end the third quarter.
UA looks a little unorganized early on.
They get it in. Martez trying to beat the buzzer, and he'll miss long. And that is the end of the third quarter. 11-point lead for University Academy over St. James Academy as you're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week in high definition on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week in HD on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports, along with Doug Elston, Kevin Weick here, and our outstanding Metro Sports broadcasting crew headed by Curtis Lorenz. Good to be here in Lenexa for St. James Academy and University Academy. And Doug, it was a 12-point lead at halftime. After 3, it's down to 11. They got it down to 7. We're kind of getting the momentum, but University Academy able to stave them off.
Well, they did a good job by doing that, throwing that triangle too with the 2 guys, really hawking Martez Harrison quite a bit. Third quarter scoring was 12-11, as you mentioned, Kevin, in the favor of St. James.
Huppy downtown with the 3.
That's how they're one of the ways they're going to get back in the ballgame. They've got to hit some three-point shots eventually.
The lineup will be Mayfield, Engen, Huppy, McCullough, and Leimbach facing Harrison, Winfrey, Sanders, Douglas, and the sophomore guard Javon Hill. good ball game tonight, has Javon. There's Leimbach on the pull-up. And Douglas scraps away the rebound, is tied up. The arrow will go to the Griffins. As we started the quarter with St. James having the basketball, so the visitors from 68th and Holmes University Academy will run their first set of the fourth quarter here, trying to get the season sweep. They won by 15 on the last day of January, 69-54, trying to win on the away game as they won the home game January 31st. Martez Harrison as good as advertised.
Yeah, he really is. Whenever he gets the ball, in this case, Blake Mayfield is coming to double team.
26 now for Martez. 26 for Clint McCullough.
Martez got his foot on the pedal. Even that third quarter when he was double teamed constantly, still had his 6 points. Clint had 10 there in the third quarter.
McCullough now 28 in the ball game. Your top scorer going to William Jewell. Drive and kick. Hill into the paint. Tough shot off glass. McCullough clears the board. Ball on the deck. And Harrison steals it back. And Martez will set it up. Run some clock. Smart basketball. Crossover and a reach-in foul on Huppy of St. James. It's only the 4th team foul now on the Thunder. Second one on the coach's son, Tom Huppy. Tom, a 6-foot junior guard, returning letter winner. Good leader for this team. Good perimeter defender.
Back into man-to-man defense right now. Trying to hawk Martez Harrison, throwing fresh bodies on him.
Well, clearly that third quarter timeout message was, we've got the lead, guys. Let's use the clock here, as the foul's starting to add up as Maskus with the reach-in foul. And that's only 5 team fouls, 2 away from a 1-and-1 situation. Winfrey.
Oh, good explosion with the ball.
Exploding past the defender who hit him, Blake Mayfield.
It's quick first step that time.
2 on Mayfield, team 6. So they want to get this team into the 1-and-1. Maskus out. Tom Huppy back in the lineup. Maskus sitting down with 3 personal fouls.
Very content, as you mentioned, Kevin, until Martez Harrison gets the basketball. They've got a flyer coming at him to double team.
Hand it off to Martez. Double team comes after him, and Mayfield will foul him. That'll be the 7th team foul, and a 1-and-1 now for Martez Harrison, a 71% foul shooter.
Really running out of options right now. St. James they're trying to keep the ball out of Martez Harrison's hands. When he gets it, they're trying to make sure again it gets out of his hands off that double team.
27 on the night. Last meeting between these schools, he scored 34 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, 6 steals. His team won by 15. His team with the big lead here in the 4th.
St. James really got to force the issue right now. They can't keep coagulating down in their front court. Backcourt.
Big word there.
Yeah, use that. About that.
Yeah. Oh. Over and back will be the call. Coagulate was the word?
Yeah, that was it.
Is that like when your ketchup doesn't come out, you got coagulation at the top of your, okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
because I don't have a dictionary here to look that word up from you.
But you'll go home and you'll get on.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
My man's still holding up
Dictionary.com. You can't believe that guy's still holding up the sign.
No,
He's got shoulders of steel.
Not to change the subject or anything like that, but hey.
Another foul on the inside. Well, it's clear that
shoulders have been on fire.
St. James wants to run clock, or St. James is going to foul while UA wants to run the clock. As the second foul on Clint McCullough, and that sends Sanders to the line. And Sanders only a 56% foul shooter and did not call that bank, I don't think. But it all counts the same. Really started his basketball career late, only starting playing in 10th grade, but he's going to Washburn on a football scholarship. Good student, tremendous athlete. As he hits 1 out of 2, they say he can bench nearly 300 pounds, a vertical of over 40. As the shot coming up short for Huppy, and it'll be the Griffins basketball. Still in clock burning mode and really foul shooting mode, as the Thunder trying to stop the melting of the clock by the fouling. Martez Harrison comes back and gets the inbounds pass, and he'll bring it into the front court. Reach-in foul committed by Leimbach on Winfrey.
But you got to like the defensive approach by Coach Huppy. He's done about everything he can possibly do to try to slow down and keep the ball out of the hands of Martez Harrison. And you don't see too many times we go a triangle 2 with the 2 guys on one guy from the opposition.
That is the 19th foul, so the next one will be double bonus time. 11 thus far for Bryson Winfrey, all-state, all-district wide receiver, headed to Jeff City, and he's going to play college football at Lincoln University. Had a big night Wednesday. Had his career high with 30 points in the win over Cristo Rey. Came in averaging 8. He has 12 on the night.
A nice game. Good quick first step.
McCullough on the inside, can't connect. Ball scrapped for underneath. Tied up. And on the arrow, it'll be St. James basketball.
St. James will continue to scrap throughout until the final buzzer. University Academy a lot of credit right now. They're still playing very strong defense.
Maskus with the long one. Long rebound. Winfrey hits it ahead to Harrison, who will lay it up and in. Martez now with 31 points. Timeout Coach Huppy and the Thunder of St. James Academy. 31 on the night. Big lead of 18 for the visitors from University Academy.
There's a timeout by Coach Jennings. Try to give his team a little bit more credit. But again, Martez Harrison with an outbreak. Nice finish there by Martez for 2 of his 31. All the guys paying attention in the huddle.
Yeah, some good assistants working for James Jennings and Dustin Danner and Corey Henry firing up the guys as they're looking to go to 13-8. Next week on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, oh my. The game of the year in the EKL, the rematch between Blue Valley Northwest and Blue Valley North. 2-point game won by the Mustangs the last time around. Both teams 14-1 as of play tonight, 8-1 in the EKL. This could decide who wins the EKL, and they could meet again because they're in the same sub-state. You never know. But, wow, that should be a very good one. Myself, Stan Weber with the call Tuesday night from Blue Valley North in Overland Park.
So what time are you getting there on Tuesday night, Kevin?
As early as I can, and hopefully they'll let me in. Because they say it will be sold out by 4:30, 5 o'clock. Last game was sold out at Blue Valley Northwest. So I'll get over there and get into the place and get ready for an exciting ball game in the Eastern Kansas League.
What do you see coming out of that ball game? More of the same?
Yeah, more of the same. The teams know each other well. Probably be a little bit low scoring as McCullough scores off the glass. He's got 30 in the ball game. So 31 for Martez, 30 for Clint McCullough.
Your example right there, Clint McCullough, just like Martez, playing very hard throughout.
Winfrey doing the smart thing, curling on the dribble, using the clock with the big lead on the side of the Griffins. Now the double team comes, and it'll be tied up. Arrow, though, will keep it with University Academy. That looks like he's got a little shiner underneath his eye there. That might be some of the effects of some tough play on the inside tonight. Of course, he bumped heads with a St. Pius player, got the 10 stitches over his right eye. And free throws coming up. They called the jump ball. Instead, they'll call a foul. I beg your pardon. On Bob Engen, his second. Team's 10th. 2 shots coming up here for Cameron Douglas. Double bonus time. Douglas, a 64% foul shooter. So he's the most improved player. Had a knee injury this summer. You see the left knee brace on his knee. He's fought through that, become more aggressive, kind of an undersized post for this team.
So applying some pressure right now. University Academy, not as much as what they did, but enough to keep control of this ball game.
Maskus, the handoff, Leimbach connecting. Stephen Leimbach, his first field goal of the game. Member of the doubles tennis team here as Engen tries a 3 after the steal. Martez Harrison sees bodies, draws the foul. 2 free throws at the other end. Maskus with the foul, his 4th.
The only thing St. James could do right now. Talked early on about University Academy wants his game in the 60s. Averaging 62 points per game. St. James 47. The team look to be on pace to get that.
33 on the night for Martez Harrison, getting Division I looks from the likes of Niagara University, Indiana State, UMKC, and Sacramento State. Already has D2 offers from Mo Southern in Joplin, also Missouri Western, Northwest Missouri State.
Nice Clint.
Nice Clint. Battles hard. Wonder why his face is all chewed up on the inside. He is battling hard. He's got 32. Dangerous pass. Martez goes up and gets it. Goes behind the back. A little too fancy there as the sophomore couldn't save it at the baseline. And it'll be St. James's ball. But Martez Harrison, boy. Second team All-State last year. The team captain and an impressive young player. Got to be on the Doreno watch list. As there's Leimbach with the 3-ball. Winfrey rips away the rebound. Ahead now to Martez. And Martez now has 35 game-high points. McCullough back the other way. Can't finish near the bucket. Winfrey spikes it. And it'll be off St. James. And the ball will belong to University Academy.
Martez is very fast with the basketball, and when he gets the ball, he's off to the races. Nice job, and a little dip of the shoulder that time. James guys got it. If he wants to take a charge, he's got to spread out a little bit more.
Timeout taken by St. James Academy as they trail by 17. Trailed it by 8 at the end of the first quarter, 12 at halftime, by 11 at the end of the third quarter. And well, Doug, give us your scouting report on one Martez Harrison. I know you've seen Clint McCullough play a lot of times. You have not seen this young man play so much. What's your scouting report?
Well, so far, everything is advertised right now. Martez Harrison has been extremely good with the basketball, leading the charge there with the fast break points, 16-0. He's a guy that's obviously explosive and fast with the ball. And Martez Harrison knows he doesn't have to prove himself outside the three-point line when he can hit higher percentage shots within the lane closer to the basket. But when given the opportunity to shoot the outside shot, he's connected on those outside shots, and then the one dribble pull-up.
Long pass by the quarterback to his favorite wide receiver. Winfrey can't finish. Thunder back the other way. Huppy leaving it for Engen for three. And Martez, another rebound. Tell you what, not just about scoring, Doug. The guy does a lot of other things. Got the assist there nearly if the bucket would have went in by Douglas.
Plays hard, gets out in the lanes on defense.
And they will wave off the bucket. No, they will count the bucket. What do they call here, Doug? James Jennings stands up in front of us. I can't see anything.
Called a charge that time.
Charge, okay.
Clint McCullough doing a good job standing in there. Bruised eye and all right now.
James Jennings, you see at the bottom of your screen, he's right in our line of vision. He's a large man. And he stands up, and I couldn't see the whole paint area there. So the bucket will not count, and we stand at 35 now for Martez Harrison.
Good job there by Clint standing in. For Martez, he knows if he tries to block the shot, Martez has got an array of moves to try to move that ball around.
Uppy from downtown. Martez with 2 personal fouls. Only 5 team fouls now on UA as we get a foul in the backcourt. Going to send Douglas to the stripe.
Other than Clint McCullough, the Thunder can't get much else to fall.
Nope, nobody else in double figures. Nobody has more than the largest point scorer other than Clint McCullough is 4, I believe, by Whitman. 3 for Engen. Clint's got 32 points of the 45 on the board, Doug. That's a large percentage.
And a lot of that is from other guys. Mrs. Clint's done a nice job following up. A lot of missed opportunities, offensive rebounds, putbacks.
So Clint has scored 70% of his team's points tonight. Douglas in the double bonus has 2 points tonight as he is 2 for 4 from the stripe. Mitch McGuire is checked in the lineup now for St. James. Also Austin Krause in. And Nick Frank, little brother of Will Frank, and Will's out there as well. So the Frank brothers out on the court, just over a minute to play. Eckelman for 3. Mitch McGuire, the rebound. They'll reset it up. All nearly stolen. Corner jumper well long, and right there to clean it up is Mitch McGuire.
Good job by Mitch staying active on the inside. First couple points in the ball game.
Yep, sophomore off the bench. Timeout, James Jennings. With 50.9 seconds to go in regulation. University Academy going to go to 13-8, get the season sweep. Series will go 3-2, still favoring St. James Academy in their 5th meeting. As Tuesday, they got a tough game against Pembroke Hill. That was a rematch from their first game of the year, which they won by 2, 62-60. St. James going to have some time off. Their next game, the 21st. So a week from Valentine's Day is their next game. They'll take on Bishop Seabury, which is a academy out of Lawrence, Kansas, and they'll play that ball game here. But Coach Huppy's team off to the 0-5 start. 9-4 coming in their last 13, but tonight they're going to drop to 9-10. And they're in a very tough sub-state, Doug. They're at Baldwin with the likes of Shimi Ojule's Ottawa team that has 1 loss this year. Sumner Academy, the defending state champions of 4A, and DeSoto got a good team. I think they're like 13-3. Spring Hill, Santa Fe Trail, Eudora, and Baldwin making up the rest of that 4A sub-state.
Shimmy's one of the top 5 scorers in the country.
Yeah, he's got plenty of D1 offers as the bucket up and good by Reggie McGee. Reggie off the bench, 6'2" junior. Also out there is Zakel Smith, a young freshman. And also Tyler Redmond has checked in. Shot going long. And the rebound taken in by Tyler Redmond. Also checking in. A number of players getting some action here as this game already in the balance. Christian Jackson has checked in, a young emerging player for them. And also Noza Eke. As this ball game is over, the season sweep for University Academy. And Doug, I have 1 slot left in my scoring deal tonight for Martez Harrison. I have 36 slots. He had 35 tonight. His team is victorious, 65-47.
I think Coach helped you on that one. He's the one that slowed the game down for you, only to save a little bit of space here on your score column.
65-47 the final, 13-8 the record now for the Griffins. More from St. James right after this. University Academy celebrates a road victory as they win 65-47 this time around. They won 69-54 back on January 31st. Their gym, but tonight they do it on the road, and they're impressive, Doug, and their big star, 35 points for Martez Harrison. Clint McCullough, though, came to play on the other side for St. James. He had 32.
They sure did. Both of them came to play. Both of them played very hard. Clint McCullough did a good job passing the ball in. He did a good job hitting the glass, and a lot of shots that were not going for other teammates. He was there, but Martez Harrison, he is a special player, very fast with the basketball.
For Doug Ellison and our entire crew, Kevin White saying so long from St. James Academy in Lenexa. Our final once again, 65-47. UA wins it. Enjoy your weekend and have a happy Valentine's Day on Tuesday.